There's 1,000 koi inside of this pond and the water is crystal clear. I'm gonna show you how I did it. Hey, what's up everybody? Ed the Pond Professor here, coming to you from Aqualand, St. Charles, Illinois, also known as the water garden capital of the world. Check this out, this looks phenomenal. All the fish are crazy healthy, but it all starts with the engineering to pull something like this off. I want to show you the step-by-step process of installing a glass panel like this so you can see all the details, and if you want more information, because I don't have enough time to actually go through everything today, but we do have tons of information on the Aquascape University, so you can see exactly what I did. But I want to give you a good high-level overview of everything so you have a solid understanding of the necessary engineering that it took to pull this off. In Chicago, we have heavy ice and freezing, crazy temperature swings, and all those different things have to be taken into consideration to pull this off. On top of that, in order to get the desired water quality results like this, we have to tie in extra filtration, which is making this a recreational pond. Stay tuned. Actually standing on top of 225,000 pounds of crushed stone. This was all necessary to create the desired structure for everything, increase the structural integrity of the subsoil, but also to create a large drainage area. This is basically a French drain, so the interstitial spaces between the crushed rock is open. There's no fines in that gravel. That's going to allow all of this water to accumulate. Then it's going to get picked up into our drainage pipes and go back into that large drainage pipe so it could be evacuated from the job site.
Well, remember, we have a high groundwater situation, which is really can be detrimental to any type of a structure. Having this geotextile material on the existing soil, coming in with the different layers of crushed stone, is going to give us the necessary base to support all of the weight that's going to be inside of this, as well as the incredible push of pressure of all that water that's going to be inside. This is our viewing panel. This is 8 feet tall from here all the way down, and you can see this is buried down in the ground well over 3 feet, and then we have all that structural stone going around it to hold everything in position. We are making great progress. So this is going to be the outside wall of the swim pond. So there will be another wall in here. Our rubber liner is going to come up on the inside of all this, and then we'll put another wall starting inside the feature, which will be visible from the water side. This is part of the staircase coming down. We had to start in this corner, laid everything out. We're going off in all different directions now, working our way up and out. What we want to try to do is work our way around so we can get this liner in place.
You see this seam right here?
Yep.
Every now and then these seams run all the way down.
Okay.
And so no different than like if you were putting railroad ties together.
Yep.
You want to be able to overlap those joints.
Yeah.
Sometimes with these small bricks, you don't get that luxury.
Got it.
So when you put this over the top, you kind of lock all that stuff together.
I designed and tested a custom fabricated steel framing system that's designed specifically for our application. We have a series of mating pieces of steel that are going to sandwich the glass as well as the rubber lining, and it's going to bolt everything directly into that precast concrete panel. So let's go back last year when I did the installation so you could see firsthand every step of that process.
So this is our custom steel frame that we had cut to made according to the glass that we have. It was originally primed from the manufacturer. We then came in with a rubberized paint just to protect the steel underneath for more longevity. I had a series of countersunk holes on the back side. Those are going to get stainless steel hardware. These pieces are going to get mounted directly to the concrete using concrete anchors going through these holes. This edge on the back side is slightly higher than the glass itself. The glass is 3/4 of an inch. This is 7/8 of an inch. The reason I have that is I'm then gonna put in a shim on top of the glass. This is a softer material. So I don't wanna have solid steel getting bolted directly up against the glass because it could be a potential issue. We have two things that we're gonna do. One, so we're gonna take a piece of our regular seaming tape. We're gonna stick that to the glass. This will then get positioned directly over that tape. So now we have a softer compression joint. So when we put this other plate over the top and we tighten the nut down, it's gonna sandwich everything together. It's gonna push the glass tightly up against the rubber lining. That's when we know we have a good solid seal. Second layer of heavy duty fabrics in place, coming in with our crushed stone. That's going to be a bedding material for a couple big boulders, as well as the base plates that are going to support all the walls. So we have a huge drainage system going under everything, really rock solid, and it will be able to support tremendous amounts of weight. Now we're just doing a slight bedding layer on top. So this is going to allow us to fine tune everything, but it's also going to get rid of pressure points. So the next rock we're going to set over here is about 15,000 pounds, so 7.5 tons. It's a massive, massive stone, but by having a 6-inch layer of crushed stone in the bottom, it will conform to the bottom of an uneven rock, and it will allow us to get the proper positioning. Set that big giant boulder over here in this corner. This morning we started out, continued with the crushed stone to level out our base material. Then we put in the base plates for the new wall. That's the wall block right there. Those things are almost 40 inches long. They weigh 270 pounds a piece.
Whoa, this is heavy. There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
So they're going to be a really good structural wall for us. What we also did, we came up with a smaller 4-inch block on the bottom. When we lay these blocks out, we were a little bit off on the top. So remember this wall that we set last week. All of this has to match up perfectly on the top. We have the viewing panel, we have all that stuff going around it. So all the elevations have to match. We had two options. One was to go deeper, but because we already had our liner in place, we could not go down 7.5 inches deeper. So what we did was we came in with a half block. So these are 4 inches, and that's going to allow us to make up the slack that we're looking for. So now when we start putting these blocks on top of each other, everything should measure up, and we should be perfect on the top of that viewing panel. So this is where that teed wall is going to come in. As I said, we got our Snorkel Centipede in here, 4 of those centipedes long. We will also have 64 aqua blocks going across.
I know this is teeming with life. Would you like me to pull out a microscope and show you firsthand what's living on top of this? If you want to see that, definitely leave a comment below so we can make that happen. We're creating an upflow biological filter, also known as a constructed wetland filter, and it is loaded with a series of infrastructure, water distribution systems, and different layers of river rock. All of this is home to a wide variety of microorganisms which are going to feed on all of the waste that is generated by the fish inside the ecosystem. So this beautiful symbiotic relationship is going to deliver us this incredible water quality. And check out the fishes. They actually come in here to feed on the stuff that's living on top of this rock. So let's go back last summer and you could see all those different steps laid out right before us.
So just moving right along, things are like really coming together. You can see our wetland filter kind of framed out here. All of our aqua blocks in here. This gets filled all the way up with cobbles and gravel and gravel and gravel. You can see our snorkel over there for the clean out. We've got 1 or 2 more pieces we've got to put in here. This is set about 12 inches below water level. So the wetland filter is just going to kind of pour out from here. I would imagine too, as these koi come in here and they spawn and reproduce, this will become like a huge fish nursery where all the babies just kind of live amongst all these plants and everything else. This is gonna look really, really good in here.
So from a design perspective, we're always thinking about the location of the wetland filter. I prefer it to be in the back section because it's going to be loaded up with aquatic vegetation, and that vegetation is going to get huge. That's part of that filtration process, so it's going to be a good backdrop. We have one exit point for all the water, so all that water is going to come into the bottom. It's going to overflow out that one low section over on the side. I'm going around with our foam gun and I'm sealing up all the other joints to ensure that all the water goes out just in that one location. This is going to make sure that we get the desired circulation patterns that we're looking for on the project.
If you enjoyed this as much as I did and want to learn more about installing a glass panel on a pond, definitely check out Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch, where we did a pond for his small clawed Asian otters.